Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. Today I am going to be playing again with this Hitoto tubular watercolor set. This was sent to me by Paul Rubens Art, and it is from MeiLiang, which is a sub-brand of Paul Rubens. And this set in particular is a student grade set, but it's a pretty high level student grade set. And it retails for something like $25.99 on Amazon right now. It's, like I said, 24 colors. It comes in tubes, and I have another video where I go over sort of the colors if you're interested, and I use them. But I also use them in the video that I'm going to do today. So what we're going to do today is use these watercolors to create a fall abstract art piece on sticker paper. This is sticker label paper. These are 2 by 4 inch labels. I bought them online. You can get them at your local stationery store. Also, perhaps places like Walmart. So I use these to create these backgrounds. And then from these backgrounds, I made these cute little ATCs or tags. You could use them for tags, or say a journaling card. And I did a fall theme, and I'm going to show you how to make the backgrounds and the little embellishments, the pumpkins and the leaves. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got some watercolor out on my palette. For a palette, I am just using a piece of wax paper from my kitchen. I'm using Pale Rose, what's it called? Pale Rose Blush. This is Burnt Sienna. This is Rose Madder, Orange, Yellow Umber, and Yellow Ochre, sorry, and Raw Umber. So, what I want to do, we're going for a fall look here. So what I'm going to start with is, I think I'll start with this. And this is a big brush. It's a 14. It holds a ton of water. And I'm just going to, you can see how much came out of that. And I'm just going to move this around this page. It's not necessary to cover the whole page, but now let's get some of this orange in. This is a really bright orange, and I'm not sure I like that for this. Let's mix in some of the let's do a little of this brown here. Okay, now I'm going to mix some of the raw umber with this pink here, and I'm hoping I will get kind of a burgundy. This wax paper is a weird palette. It's not working for me as well as I thought it would. That's still a pink. Yeah, that's more of a burgundy, I guess. Yeah. I'm even going to go just a tad with just a bit of pink, just to jazz it up a little bit more. Okay, that's our start. Let's let that dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to make some pumpkins. I've got a little bit smaller brush here. I don't know, this might be a 6. So we'll start with that. So I took the orange and put a little bit of the burnt sienna in there just to not make that orange a little less bright. So for the pumpkins, I'm just gonna lay my brush down and pull it. And again. And there we go. There's one. I'm gonna make this a little taller. And let's try we could do a little smaller one here. Okay, and for my leaf, my stem, I'm just gonna do a little, I'm gonna need some more of that paint. Okay, let's make a few leaves just for fun. A little more pink maybe than we want, but and if you want, you can drop some other colors in to your leaves. Let's get a yellow. I'm just going to keep these shapes really simple. I don't want to get into a lot of different types of leaves. We'll just keep them simple today. A few fat and a few thin. You can also make the sort of green pumpkins. Have you seen those? Or squash. that's almost too much. Yeah, that's not green enough. I don't think that color is quite right, but I think you want it maybe. Leave it at 3 for that one. We could even do some of those sort of white gourds that you see. Let's set those aside to dry and go back to our other painting. Okay, this is starting to look really nice. So our sticker paper has dried, and I've got a stamp here. I've got 2 stamps, leaf stamps, and I'm going to use the watercolors to stamp on this. So I just paint the stamp with the color and stamp. Whoops, that fell right off my block. Let's see if I can get a second one. Yeah, maybe even a third. And it doesn't matter what direction they're going. You don't have to have it perfectly in the center of the stamp. You get a lot clearer as you use up your water with each press. Nice. Let's do some of these, and let's get a yellow back in here. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to give that a quick dry. Now we've got some Neocolors here, and I want to just make some messy lines. And this is going to start to look kind of like a hot mess, but it will work out in the end, trust me. How about a little pink? Just make some random marks. We could also do that. I've got a white Posca pen, so we can make some larger marks here. And I'm not too deliberate about where I put them. I kind of wanted to make sure I had some on each of the labels. So for this, I'm just gonna draw some random lines here. I want to put some gold in, as always. There's my gold. Here I like to do kind of little raindrop type things. I'm going to turn my page so they're going a little bit different direction. Okay, and I'm thinking I want to do a splatter on this. And I was gonna go black, but I think I might go here it is. I'm gonna go with the raw umber for a splatter and see how that works. So I've got my fan brush here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's a little more than I wanted right there, but it's fine. I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna leave it there for now and let it dry. So now we'll go back to our pumpkin and our leaves, and we'll start, now that they're dry, and I'll show you how I finish these off. And I just sort of outline really loosely the pumpkin. Like so. Keep it super loose. You're welcome to be a little more careful with this if you want. I find the harder I try to make my lines look good and perfect and nice, and I don't know, I just don't find they work. So I feel like for me, the looser I am, the better they look. Not so much with the leaves. With the leaves, I am a little more precise. And you have some options with your leaves. If you want to go with different colors, you could do that. There's some gold, makes it a little more fancy. I like that. You could also do the black and then come back over it with the gold. Use white as well, which can be nice. Okay, and then we'll need to cut these out. When I'm cutting things out, I'll just do one to show you. You have a couple options here. If you have issues with fussy cutting, maybe you have arthritis, maybe you just don't like to do it, maybe you have some issues with your hands cramping up, you can do a couple of things. You don't have to cut it out perfectly. You could use a paper cutter or your scissors and just cut out a square, just like that. And that would be fine. The other thing you could do, if you don't really like cutting, is just get really, what am I trying to say? Don't be so precise, right? So that's just a kind of a cutting out a blob or a shape without being super precise. I'm not sure exactly how to explain what I'm trying to say. Or you can cut it out like I usually do, which is leaving just a tiny border of white around the edges. And this is where it gets a little more detailed and delicate. And there you go. Okay. So the stickers are all dry. I have my pumpkins and leaves cut out. I also have some watercolor paper. It doesn't have to be watercolor paper. This was the heaviest paper I had. So some kind of heavy mixed media paper would work. And these are 3x5. You could probably use an index card if you wanted to, but that's the size of these. And then I've cut some craft cardstock into 4.5 by 2.5, okay? And that's because our stickers are 4x2. So I'm gonna start by, I guess, putting a sticker on to my cardstock. I mean, yeah, my craft cardstock. And I'm gonna wanna center it really well. And now I'm going to glue that to my watercolor paper. Now, in addition to my, I should have said this earlier, in addition to my pumpkins, I also have some ribbon and lace and twine. I've got some tea bags here. I have some thread. I also have some gold accent paper cut out. I have some drywall tape that I have also painted gold as well. And I'm going to use all of those to embellish what I've got going on here. And you can look at these and decide if you want them to go this way or which way. I'm kind of liking that. And if you think it's missing something, maybe I'm preferring this, you can always go back in it now and start adding in extra mark making if you think it's lacking. But I think this one looks just fine. So I'm gonna, I guess, take a piece of this. I don't know how wide I want it exactly. And I think I'll just trim it here. And I think I'll put that down like so. I just want to give these, this is still sticky on the back. If you're concerned it won't stick, you can add some glue stick to it. But my goal here is to just add as much texture as I can to these. Let's see about adding a tea bag maybe. The other thing we could add, which I didn't think to get out, are some book pages. I don't think I want that. So you could do something as simple as this, right? Another option would be to round your corners. And I get a lot of questions about this. This is my Kajumaru Pro corner rounder. It does 3 different sizes. I got it on Amazon. I don't know why I threw that back there. And here we go again. Let's do another. And line that up. There we go. I like that. I'm going to do another piece of this drywall tape. I'm just going to try and kind of crinkle that up there a little bit. I feel like that needs something else. This might be a good place to add maybe some thread, perhaps. Oops, wrong way, leaf. So there's two options. I really like the rounded edges, definitely. And then if you want to add a sentiment, I have these Tim Holtz Ideology sentiments. So for example, if you're sharing it with someone, you might use hello friend. Maybe Thanksgiving, let's celebrate. So these could be used as tags. You could put a hole in here. In fact, let's just do that. They could be a gift tag. It could be a tag for your journal. You could certainly journal on the back. Yeah, you could certainly do the same thing if you wanted to make ATCs. I have those cut here as well. You would just have to cut your stickers down to size, and you wouldn't have the rounded corners on your stickers, but that's okay. They would work for that. So I hope this gave you some good ideas for creating some sticker paper that can be used in other projects. Thank you again to Paul Rubens Art for sending me the Hitoto watercolors, which I used in creating this. It was really fun, and I think the watercolors are beautiful. I'll be back again soon with another video, and in the meantime, you can always find me on Instagram, EB Mixed Media. That's EB_Mixed Media. Thanks everyone, bye.